Hey, it's Filet, and you're watching Filet TV, the ultimate YouTube channel. I'm no son of Doug, or just a dude with a camera. All right, this is the Gearhead Gardener, and what you're looking at here is a giant sequoia that I grew from this tiny little root cutting off of a nursery tree that I had got a couple of years ago. So if this is something you're interested in, let's get started. Here is the backstory. I got this sequoia from a lady, and she claimed it was about 15 years old in this nursery tube. When I pulled it out of the nursery tube to get it replanted, I noticed this little tiny growth on the root, which was completely hardened except for that little part. After soaking it for about 48 hours, I went and cut that little tiny piece of root out, and I put it into a little tiny jar with some soil in it, and I just kind of started watching it and didn't really think much was going to happen. I wound up taking it out of that jar and putting it in some dirt and just kind of hiding it in the back of the nursery, and it grew for about a few months until I noticed that it was starting to do really good. So I started, taking better care of it. But as you can see, this was a cute little tree that unfortunately did not survive, but the root cutting miraculously did. So what I've done is I pulled this thing out, like I said, from behind the nursery, and we're going to take a really good, strong look at the growth. All right, here's our tree where it has been resting for quite a few months. This time of year, it gets this afternoon sun, and it's protected by the shade all day long. So let's pull this thing out and take a closer look at it. All right, I moved this Redwood into the shop to get a better look at it. I posted some pictures and a little description of what this thing looked like. Unfortunately, I didn't really think it was going to grow, so I didn't take any video or photos of it while it was in smaller pots. But this is the mother plant that unfortunately did not survive and died off. And this little root cutting came right from the side of it. So when this had died, I had just stuck it in this pot, and I moved this over to one of these 3-gallon squats, and I haven't touched it. I haven't cropped or anything. And this thing is a total of 28 inches tall. So I'm not really sure if I should snip it right here. As you can see, so far I don't need to trim, a tiny thing back, but I wonder if I should trim some of these. I don't know, this is my first time with this, and since it has been going just from a little tiny cutting, I'm afraid to do anything to it. This is exactly 1 year old, I think. Maybe 2, but I don't even think it's 2 years. And it's pretty thick, it's thicker than a pencil. Even if I want, I could, wire it and give it a little bit of movement. But so far, I kind of just want to keep it as it is. I'm going to take some of these lower branches off, and I'm going to try and propagate them. But it's becoming a nice trunk, and like I said, I'm afraid to do anything to it. It's got nothing ridiculous going in the back. It's got nice spacing, and these are plenty heavy. All right, I'm going to do a little bit more research tonight. Tomorrow I'm going to come out here with my snippers, and we're going to maybe trim this thing along. Who knows? Maybe I could cut it here and try and get that to strike. A couple of these smaller ones, like I said, I'm going to try and propagate. But for now, there it is. It's 1 year old. I think it's called a Western Redwood. I thought it was a big sequoia, but it is a redwood. Now after going back and looking at it. So I got a little bit more discovery to do before I do any snip, snip, snip. But for now, this is what you got. Hope you like it. I do. Okay, here's a little close-up of what's going on. A lot of it was hard to tell what was on the tripod. But I haven't cut one branch. Since I started growing this thing. So anyways, this is going to be part one. My giant western redwood tree growing from a root cutting, you might say. All right, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Come along with me on this journey as I fix up these old Volkswagens and play with my trees. Thanks for watching. The Gearhead Gardener on Filet TV.